record. Hi, everyone. This is Miranda Ward with the Valuable Voices podcast. I have my friend Amanda, and I cannot wait for you guys to hear her story. She has been, I was just reflecting on like the car ride we took about a year ago for 2 hours, and she just jumped in the car and went with us. And I swear I've just loved just watching her grow, and I'm inspired by her and her story. So we met through a weight loss company. She'll talk, or not weight loss, but just so much more than that. But there's just so much to share. So Amanda, thank you for being here. I love the sunshine because that's just who you are, but just a light. And gosh, I mean, I know this could probably go 4 hours if we wanted it to, so we'll have to quickly share your story, and you've just been such an inspiration to me, and I'm just thankful to have you on.
Well, Miranda, it's an honor and a privilege to be on, so I appreciate you inviting me onto your podcast, and looking forward to adding value, and hopefully someone who hears this will be inspired to make some changes in their life and see what it is to embrace the journey.
Yes, absolutely. I listened to another podcast you were on, and it was amazing. Amazing. I was just like, that is my girl. Like, you've inspired me. I've been there for you, but it's like this awesome friendship. And again, I've just seen you grow. So, okay, let's take me back. Like, why did you get in that car with me and Tiffany on that day? Because that was pretty bold. We went on a 2-hour car ride with two women you've never met before.
Yeah, one might say that's blind faith and just trusting Jesus, right? But honestly, I was in a place in my life. I was pretty broken down. I was facing a lot of adversity, and I was very confused and very vulnerable. And I was searching for hope. I was looking for, what do I do next? My marriage was ending. We were separated. It wasn't clear what was happening. And I just decided that at that point, someone that we mutually know, Veronica Tremaine, she got a hold of me on a 3-way call with you guys. And she said something really profound. She said, why don't you give yourself a second chance?
And, love that.
I never really understood the power of believing in yourself and the power of, taking something that turned out not how you planned. I mean, I envisioned, that my life in 2020 was going to be starting a family and all these different things. And it turned out that 2019, my marriage ended after very, very short, it was 6 months and a year once the proceedings were done. And honestly, in that time frame, I learned so much about myself. So I got in this car with, actually, your sister was there too. So it was 3 of us. We drove and went to an event in Iowa where I met so many high energy people. I learned so much about products that have absolutely transformed my life, my health, and got me from being in the ER every other week or every couple days to being stabilized. And I was on like 10 blood pressure medications, and now I'm on 2 just maintenance meds, just because I want to stay and follow my doctor's recommendations. But you always have to, on a journey like this, you have to realize that emotions and physical health really play together. And so that's one thing that Yoli really did for me. So getting in that car ride, I learned about health and wellness in a way that I never really anticipated. And so it's been a journey of unbecoming all the patterns that weren't meant for me, that God didn't mean for me. And I think, just as your listeners hear this, I hope they'll realize that no matter what your path is or what adversity or what brokenness you come from, as we grow, we have the obligation to overcome that, to surrender and unpack, whether we hold on to something or whether we carry it through to the next chapter. And so during that period of transition, I needed a new start. And you and Tiffany and that experience, that was the beginning of my new start, because not only did I get in a car ride with you guys to go to Iowa, but then I joined and started my own business and booked a plane ride to a convention when I didn't even really know what I got myself into. It was literally just blind faith. And I honestly can say it's one of the best decisions I ever made. That trip was one of the most memorable times in my whole entire life. There's a power I think we underestimate with our human nature of getting to know strangers. I think that society has changed so much that we forget that before we used to walk around and go to our neighbors and ask for help, and we used to be able to trust people, and the world wasn't so broken. And I think in that time, that's one of the lessons as my faith, there's when life happens and it takes a detour, you have two choices. You can walk by faith or you can throw in the towel. I mean, every time you have that choice. And I really feel like getting in that car ride was leading me to where I am today. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. I love the journey of entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship is really all about making friends. It's all about meeting new people. It's about discovering the next best version of yourself. And so yeah, I mean, it's been a journey, and what was sent to break me really strengthened me and showed me that you can overcome almost anything, even if you feel that in your own humanness you can't. And in the process, we teach our children those things. So the patterns of dysfunction that I grew up in, that's something that Better Mind, Better Body really did help me with. That 60-day program that Yoli has is, it's the best $50 I ever spent in my life. It helped me establish healthy patterns to the point that even now, when I don't feel like going to the gym, I still get up and I go, because it's a habit, and I
Yes,
have a schedule. So
I love that. Yeah, you got on a plane from Chicago to Salt Lake City. I just remember seeing like just you and like looking at the mountains. It was so cool again to witness, because we'd been there before and seen it, but like I love bringing new people and just like that fresh set of eyes. You were just willing to take a step. Yeah, take a step and just trusting and just why not, right? And you talk about meeting strangers. I think that's so interesting, because I've been thinking about this a lot too. We have like our high school friends, right? And they know us when we were in high school, maybe college friends, even work friends or current friends. But then we meet, like I've been meeting newer people online too. I'm an entrepreneur and meeting other people, and they get to see you where you are now. Like you can talk about where you've been and what you've been through, but you get to step into who you are right now. So I just think that's super powerful what you said there. That's awesome. So tell us about, I know you're with Yoli, that's been a huge change, and your fitness, it's been amazing to watch you do, I mean, your fitness, I know you love working out. I've actually been getting up a couple days a week now too, and it's a habit. Whereas a couple of months ago, I could not get out of bed. But it is, you just keep doing it and it becomes a habit. But tell me about the life insurance as well, because I know that's been a huge blessing in your life as well.
well, and honestly, through the journey of divorce, one of the things that I sat with my pastor and talked about was a very taboo subject that I really has a special place in my heart, and that's domestic violence. And there's many forms of it. It can be emotional, it can be spiritual, it can be financial, it can be physical. But I have a special place in my heart as a survivor and as being empowered. And I shared with my pastor at that time that I really wanted to teach people. I'm an accountant by trade in education, and I really wanted to help people learn about the money game and how they can protect their families, how they can prepare, because a lot of domestic violence victims stay because of finances, because of
Yeah.
control and manipulation. And so I got into life insurance just because I wanted to teach people about money and how to use life insurance. Not only like people view life insurance as old life insurance, there's actually new life insurance where it has living benefits. So if you get a chronic or you get injured, chronic illness, or you get injured, you can actually access an accelerated benefit with proper documentation. So it just really been a journey of, educating people. Like, a lot of people don't think about you can save for college, tax-free college savings with high percentage growth through using life insurance. So I love the idea of putting money back into the middle class families of America, and people that don't have. I can work with clients that can put $2,000 a month away. I can work with clients that can put $10 a month away, and being able to be with a company that allows me to find the best products for people, and be in the process of obtaining my own brokerage. So
Awesome.
it's really more of a mission-based type of ideology. I consider myself, I know we kind of are in one of the Facebook groups, Kingdom Entrepreneurs. I really feel that it's our responsibility to bring heaven down to earth, and it's our responsibility to love and develop people. And so that's really where I see myself. I'm in the people business. I'm, just like a pastor helps people walk through tough times. I'm in the business of helping people secure their financial home and help them grow their retirement, so they can be there for their families. And I think I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs might come and listen to your podcast, and obviously being of value and of service is one of the biggest endeavors of my passion. And I think that when we help people and companies reward that, I think we build stronger communities. We give voices to I love that my company is so multicultural and so faith-based, and it kind of goes hand in hand, like, my health and wellness and finances, and that's my two passions. But holding on to your why.
Yes.
Entrepreneur. So what being an entrepreneur has done for my family is I have a beautiful daughter. She's super high functioning with autism, and it allows me to provide her needs without, especially during this pandemic, and that flexibility. And I think, the number one reason for divorce in this country is finances. Mm-hmm. The number one reason for bankruptcy in this country is medical expenses. And so I think if we're better educated on how money works, it really does help build a solid America, because it doesn't, not to go political, but it doesn't really matter who's president, who's in charge of your house, and what's in your bank account, and what are you doing to make yourself better every day. And those are the questions I get up and ask myself is, God, show me what opportunity you place in front of me. Show me how to be obedient to the call, and show me how to be of service, so that when I leave this world, it's a little bit brighter than when I entered it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the model that you're using and involved in. I'm a numbers person. I pay the bills, I do all the stuff. And it was just eye-opening, being on those calls and just learning. I just would just encourage people, because I feel like some people can be closed-minded. So I would just encourage you, reach out to Amanda or do some research, because it's really amazing. I never heard of anything like that before. And it's like a no-brainer to me, when you look at the facts and you look at the numbers. So again, I just think being open to seeing something differently is a win-win. So
well, and what I love about what I do, to be honest with you, Miranda, is I don't have to charge my clients for sitting down with me. We're the bridge between the wealthy and the middle class. And so we are the fastest growing marketing organization, and as of last month, the first insurance fintech company out there, because we have the most fancy software. So it's always, it's always fun, and just, being in a community, it's so important. Like, no matter what business you're in, there's so many out there, and I applaud anyone on the endeavor of entrepreneurship. I applaud them, because it's not an easy journey.
Yeah.
Enterprise is what this country was founded on. But I've learned, there was something said in a leadership training I was part of last week, and our CEO Patrick Bet-David, his dad said, if you make 4 or 5 solid friends in your lifetime, then you've been successful at life. And that really made me put into perspective, like, yes, we are meant to walk together, but not everybody is going to approve of who you are or what you do, but you have to follow and be true to your own self. And that takes principles and values.
Yeah.
And as long as you stay true to those things, that's where an empowerment mindset really comes in. And I've realized that you have to have a stream before you open many rivers. So for me, not only is my daughter my why, but running my own business, I am planning to launch ministries that I can self-fund and be able to build women and men who face challenges, to be able to provide services to children who need intervention early so that they can heal. Because as I said on the other podcast, and I'm going to stand by it, mental health is really unresolved trauma, and it's our job to walk beside each other without judgment, and help each other be accountable to grow. And that's what I love about our friendship, is that it's always been, we've been able to have heart-to-heart talks. We've been real and authentic.
Yep.
It's been vulnerable. I mean, you brought up the picture of the mountains, so I know you kept it clean, but I was a wrestler in high school, and wrestlers don't cry. But when I saw those mountains, I cried like a little girl. Like I had just seen the most beautiful masterpiece and majesty that the creation ever made in the Bible. And it was actually in that process, what you have to realize is the love of strangers supported me as a tree that was growing. You have to be rooted, but as you're growing, God sends laborers, and sometimes they're people we don't even know how they're going to change your life. And that whole group of people that I've met, that I've maintained in my network, saw me as someone that was worthy, somebody that was a strong businesswoman, and they believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And now I get to repay them by believing in myself and building my dreams and building the kingdom dreams that God has for me. And on top of that, you guys helped me to find myself, because when I looked at those mountains, that's when I made the decision that it was time to move on. So when you're in the decision-making process, you really have to be so focused on what you need and what you want, and be in alignment with yourself. Because if you're not in alignment with yourself, and you're not in alignment, I'm a faith-based person, so I'm going to say, if you're not in alignment with God, he will make it painfully evident and pull things out of your life to put you back on the path that he wants you on. And that's why obedience is such an important concept, and learning to have a spirit of discernment and a spirit of excellence, to just, no matter what comes your way, you get a choice. If you made a bad choice, okay, great, you get a new choice, new mercies every day.
Yes, I love that. I love your heart. And yes, I mean, you are that to so many people. I don't think you even realize it. You've been there for me through so much. You've seen me when I'm down, and so it's just like a pleasure. And that fills me up. Like, that's who my heart is just because of all the people that have breathed into me. I am that for other people. Like, I want people to see who they are, what they're worth, and like not give up, and it's just like, it just fills my heart with joy just to be there for people like you doing that. And again, you, for me, I love that mutual just friendship. We have ups and downs, and you have just been there to listen and to be there. You are changing lives. You are making impact, and it's just such a privilege to watch and to see. So I love you.
Well, we're gonna, after this pandemic, we are gonna have to do something,
Yes.
Catch up. And that's the beauty of this world, is thank God for technology, and thank God for people who are talented to know how to do sound and and
Yeah, right.
that's something that I give my hands off to you, because I'm good with numbers, but when it comes to production, I don't know that skill yet. Maybe one day.
Yeah, I love it.
It's such a privilege, Miranda, to see what a year has done, and I'm so excited to be on this journey with you to see where we are in another year.
Oh, I know, right? For sure. It's going to be crazy. All right, girl. Well, I appreciate you. You are such an inspiration. Again, I love the domestic abuse part of it. I love you have so much in your future, and I can't wait to partner with you and witness that and just cheer you on, because you've been a blessing. So thanks for jumping on, hon. I hope the internet was okay. My internet was a little blotchy today, but I hope everyone could hear okay.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to connect, I'm sure you can link that. I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, look her up. I mean, I know she does free consultations, and again, it's just eye-opening. Just there's more out there for you.
My handle on Instagram is triunemom, TRIUNEMOM_dream builder. And then on Facebook, it's just my first and last name, Amanda, last name Cohodes. So feel free to connect or message, and hope that you get something valuable from today's discussion.
Yeah. Did you even mention that you lost 100 pounds? I mean, again, like, it's just been amazing to see, and it's step by step. I think we want like big changes right away, but this is one that you're going to want to watch. So I will definitely tag you and keep an eye on this one.
Yeah, it's 110 pounds, and I do bodybuilding, so there's a lot of muscle conversion. So it's a process, and you just gotta every day, just you can't eat a watermelon the whole thing, right? You gotta take it in bite-sized pieces. So maybe you gotta you just change one habit at a time, and 60 days later you won't believe who you are. So.
Oh yeah, just baby steps. I love it. Well, thank you, girl. If you get anybody else that should be on here, my heart is really just to make women feel powerful and their voice matters, and just to add value to the world, because I know for a while I just listened to the wrong voices. So I treasure the voices out there that have been a blessing in my life, and I want to share that with others. So have a great day.
You too. Thank you, Miranda.
Yeah, bye-bye.